Queen, what? What is wrong with you people? Okay, now because of that crap, I have to start my video here. Okay, so now we're continuing Phoenix Wright, and hopefully we'll get Max out of prison. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. It's not his MC, goddammit. Get out of prison. Tee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. What the fuck? Regina. How fabulous. My sweetie pie. My sweetie pie princess, who's also underage. You came to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. There's a J-O-T. Alright, man. Mo said that? So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly out at the end? It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on. Or even where she is. That man has no nipples. That man, like Mama, has no nipples. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Which is different, don't you think, Nick? Top of the morning to ya. Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, Governor. Top of the morning? That's the ticket. Attack of the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms like higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh, Ma. Thanks. So how are you today, right? Oh, maybe boxers. Yeah, I'm not going to play anymore. I only played that one as a special request because Jay specifically requested it, and it's his birthday tomorrow, so... Well, I've got the feeling today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line. Literally. Wow, Honey Nut. Just put that out there. He's got guts to spare. I'm gonna sneeze. All I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. Oh, how tight it is. I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. Okay, it just went away, because now I'm talking about it. Oh, stomach ache. Jesus Christ. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today, we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right, but it's going to be tough. Why are you deleting your game, Cloud? Anyways, I need to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Damn, Mo's just dropping the hard truths. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm an atheist! Course our session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We've discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order! Order! I had a feeling something like this would come up. And due to this revision... Oh, wait, the volume's down really low still, sorry. Forgot to turn back up after the end of the last battle. That one game. There we go. Yes, Gothic. Oh, you've not been watching this, have you? I know! Okay, maybe it wasn't Mo, but it was definitely Acro, or maybe it was one of the monkeys. But, okay, so it wasn't the monkey that did it, but it was the cape on the bust, and the bust whacked him in the head. I know how it was done. I just need to figure out who did it. Maybe it was Mo. Maybe Mo did it, because he didn't like the ringmaster being all... I don't know. Maybe Mo's really Regina's father. Mo is really Regina's father. And he didn't like how the ringmaster was raising her. You're not prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. Gothic? What? My defendant stayed up all night, creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Poor Gumshoe. New headcanon accepted. No, please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Wait. Wait, did they put a wait, why is he up so high? Because whenever they show the back view, it's always the people standing, but he's at the... Oh, this... Name and occupation. Ken Dingley, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at a very big circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. I was resting in my bed. The birds. Around that time I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Gothic! My god. Then a few minutes later I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there's very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. And that must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. That's right. Do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Ms. Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well. You may proceed with your cross-examination. It is! What does that have to do with anything? She brought up the X. What? Oh, save? Guess I'm gonna need it. Let me guess, anything I go at where I'm just asking is going to... I hear you have a theory! I know that it was the bus that hit him in the head. Your track record? Yes. Oh, God. Mo is Regina's dad. and he was upset with how the ringmaster was raising her, so he hit him in the head with the bus and tried to flame it on Max, who he also doesn't like. Wow. Okay. Okay. Stop. Said you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you would turn the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? What? What? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Haha, sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness will proceed with his testimony. Like a shoreline is never right. I am right, though! Sometimes. You were on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said you were resting in bed. That's correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside. I was indeed. Good results. But maybe something was contradicting what he said just now. There's a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. It's a contradiction? Then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of contradiction? Ah, God. Look at the thinker. The J. I picked the lion. Yes, because he said 10. Nope. What was this? Ow! He's right. What don't I get? This is the usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again. Straight towards a guilty verdict. You were bluffing? I will not forgive any more mockeries made of this court. Whoops. Witness, do you mind repeating your testimony? Certainly. Okay, so I didn't even get it. Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Large thump noise from outside the window. But that's the contradiction! The time! Sure, it was a human being. It could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix, Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were there with you that night. God damn it. I believe it was a human. Damn, I just strengthened his testimony. What if Acro's statement jives with the facts? What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. If I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. The light in your room was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. These lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was a person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses in the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more I press him, the less results I seem to get. I think there's something fishy with his latest bit of testimony. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? Great. That's not important. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Oh! Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that. That must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court. I don't know how! Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick. That time I heard a large thump outside the window. Flying right by my window. Did I press this one? No, I don't. Not right now. Sure is. Oh wait, we already did this one. God damn it. That's what I'm getting at! It's 10 p.m. We're sitting in bed. Time I heard a large thump. Years later, I saw someone flying. Looked like. Thought I was dreaming. Wait. Oh my god, the fucking hat! Yes, yes, there's the contradiction. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw at night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking outside of the window was a tough enough challenge for me. That's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? It wasn't... It was the ring... Wait! 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 No! You think Max has 2 silk hats? No, this is a handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Order! As always, it's like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth, and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? I'm going for it! I'm going for it! Okay, okay. It was the ringmaster. Okay, okay. No, but the bust. I didn't think this through. Okay, hold on a sec. I gotta let it piece together. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think our trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to learn how to try and grab at an audience's heart and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to be almost scary. He's staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingley, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. Sorry, way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man! Jesus, the poopy head! See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What? Just for the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? No. Maybe the third bird did it! Down. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Do it again. Order, order! What are you getting at? Go get Tony! Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Were you right? Yes, I was otaku. Showmans. Now I'm gonna have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, let's do it. Son Kim. It's right. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. If the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingley? He was obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple, huh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. I'm presenting drawn nipples. They're fine. It's no, they're yeah, well, As long as I don't take my shirt off, it's fine. And if they're in a game, it's fine. What, are you nuts? What say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you propose is impossible, yes, that's it. Oh, that's how he... Okay, they lowered the... Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he's in a wheelchair, there's no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Most of these saw Max, didn't he? They put him on some boxes. I thought they did. But it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of this legal buffet. Above it. Careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right. I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. He's an acrobat. Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room. No doubt about it. Time to enlighten us as to how Mr. Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. I don't have any evidence right now, do I? Because usually this is a trap. Let me see here. Or do I... hold on a second. Picture of the crime scene. Monkey. Pepper. Bronze statue. Go balls! I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling used to commit crime murder against Russell Berry? Oh, okay, that's that. There we go. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. I got it right for once! The bust? It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-size, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy? Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Oh shit, the birds left. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. Order, order! So you're saying the bust fell into the Ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were struck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Drink flat as a board. What's an animal? Taco. Or the birds don't want to go to prison. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Collusion. Ow! I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. But what? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? On karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. Peace out. There's absolutely no need for such a testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way once in a while? Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we could request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. That woman will sink at any low to win a case. To any low. Gross physical state. Here we go. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Okay, I'm getting there, I'm getting there. I have no doubts in regards to this witness's testimony. It's possible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the Ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Always press, always save, scum! Physical state. Lift up the bust. How could he have aimed for the Ringmaster's head? What if he used some kind of tool to aim for the Ringmaster? That's the ticket, Nick. Show them what you've got. I have to be careful. I have to find something that fits perfectly with the case. I don't remember finding any sort of tool. I'm gonna overlook something. Okay, that picture of the crime scene. Okay. The hat. Salary negotiation. Famous symbols. Orange juice bottle. Map of the circus. The box. The box, he was on top of the box, so that wouldn't have done it. I don't have any... I thought you said don't press. Ugh, I'm not taking advice from you guys ever again. All you do is drop it. Then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. All I do is drop it. You're right. I could have done that. However, there's no way that I would land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? You're strong enough to lift up the... Yes, yeah, well, Honey Nut said don't press at all, so I have no idea what... It's like a pole or something. It had to be a pole or something you lift it up and down, but it's like... There's not, actually. Fine, I'm pressing everything. Fuck it. Have you ever lifted up the bus before? No, I've never actually lifted it up with my own two hands. I should get to it, don't you think? I can't let money outdo me on this. Money? That crazy monkey has lifted Max's bus before? Please continue with your testimony, Mr. Dingling. True. Need the RM what? No, I don't. You can keep in shape. Well, honestly, I've given up on training. I don't have any plans to return to the trapeze or the tightrope. You don't say. But no offense, I'm not worried about losing to you in a race or anything. Neither am I, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I don't lose either, Slowpoke. I mean, Nick. Whoa, 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 whoa! How did the discussion turn to me all of a sudden? I suppose you could say that I'm stronger than the average bear. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bus out the window. So that kind of force on my lower body. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves are severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitation. But it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. This is okay. And another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bus, you would not be able to see out below the window. I don't know, fine, I'm showing the box. It's wrong, but okay. But how would he know where the box is? There is literally no I told you don't give me a hint, but you're still throwing him out there. Jesus Christ. How the fuck would he know where the box is? Acro. You didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. You're silly hinting at things as pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Think about... He wasn't carrying it, was he? Ugh. These are some evidence. But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. Fuck you guys. This is the last time I'm playing this game, I swear to God. Here's the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Who? That's valid. When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box is already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. But I do love the fact that Honey Nut... Do you want a hint? No. Here's the hint. Jesus Christ. The moment that the bus came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Oh god, Kia. Which means that the answer to all the questions is now crystal clear. You mean... If the bus were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there'd be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. No! Order, order, order! This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves up. No! Honey Nut's the one that told me to look at the box, to use the box. Several times, actually. Say, don't press him, however, what about that box? It's like... The young and sexy Mrs. Claus. Forward. There it is. Who placed that wooden box at the scene? It's Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow! Let me whip some sense into you. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! Ow, 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 ow! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted that box. That's why the box is so specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. I think it's the weight. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight? According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see. One would have to squat down and then lift up with their body, wouldn't you say? Oh, yes, Kia, what? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is also very large. Well, so it has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? So it would be, though. That is correct. To lift up the box, you have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head will be in approximately the same place. Because it's legal. Proceedings. Honey Nut, oh my god. Fool. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? Yes, Japanofordia. I've heard what you had to say.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Oh, Cloud, thank you for the host. Appreciate that. What kind of rules? A lot of changing spirit mediums too. Yeah, this is. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box at the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's bust? I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Now what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. That means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bus in my room. However, how would I have gotten the bus from the cafeteria to my room? Kia! You see, Mr. Phoenix, right? Explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. No human accomplice. Is that how the wizard would have carried the bus from the cafeteria? Yep, we definitely have a problem here. But this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bus from the cafeteria back to his room? Monkey! A monkey? Everyone knows Money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bus was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down sometimes and read the court record. Ho ho ho! Oh ho 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 ho! My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, named Platinum, which is very shiny. What? Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order. Order! I said order! Ms. Von Karma! Where's the bus in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. Let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon. Wait. This bust was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Acro saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Oh, they're off again. Anyways, I'm thinking more than proving one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular, I'm still a bit dizzy. However, his argument does hold water. There's no denying that. Ow! It does seem so flamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot that your fraud of a magical clown was spotted at the scene of the crime. Ah! Doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright? Nick, don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. What occurred? There were two people at the scene of the crime. The cloak on the bust! Oh! Oh, it hit him and then it got tied up in the bust! Oh! Oh! That's how people saw it! Oh! That's why there were no white roses! Oh! There were two people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this noise, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? Do I put the bust, or is it... Oh god, is it... Do I... Now I gotta... I think, okay, I want to say it's the bust again, but yeah. He saw Max's butt. Ow! I assume it's the other person Mo saw on the scene. That'll do the question. Au contraire, mon frère. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Au contraire, mon frère. Follow your heart. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How is that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? Somebody saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It'd be easy to hang off of the cards in the bust's hands. Idiot. Who in the right mind would put a cloak on the bust? It's matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? I question of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree? You caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Fool! Him? You're saying it was the victim himself? Russell Berry? That's what I'm saying. I mean, the victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it. That might be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright. Explain yourself. Nick, Do you really have a handle on all of this? You're goddamn right I do! I'm fine, Maya. I'm finally putting all the pieces together. There's really only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright. So you want to know what really happened that night? Let's step back in time. Acker used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust, and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is when the magic happens. At the very instant that the bus hit the victim, he has too much health. That animation, you just made it sicken them, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's still a little early to be getting so upset, Miss Von Garma. This circus isn't over yet. What? It's the 2000s. The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. The impact also caused a sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out of his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acker naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. And that is how the magical murderer disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro. It could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? I just presented a ton! In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. That's right. Prosecution brings up a good point. Can we see some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I expect there can only be one possible murder method, but there's still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Use that and get out of this jam. Almost yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Send some evidence to the court that backs your claims. Oh, fuck! Is it the hat? Wow, Otaku's really getting worked up about that whip. Fuck. Stop telling me what to do! Seriously! If that's it, I'm gonna be actually really upset. You're not even giving me a chance to think it through. Okay, I guess I show the poster then. This matches three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. The symbols were a problem numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday, there were two contradictions in Moe's testimony.
Oh no!
This is honestly robbing all the joy of this out of it for me. The Silk Cat was one. The Wright Roses were another. The theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's Silk Cat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday? He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said in court? He said he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. Because testimony doesn't match. I said there were no white roses. Is he trying to explain that one away? Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. What was that? Please recall the instant when the cloak snagged onto the bust. If the cloak snagged onto the bust, what happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak got snagged onto the front of the bust, it means that the white roses would end up on the back of the bust. Ah! Which explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the backside of the bust. Animation squad. Order, order! This is quite the shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a little while and see where it leads. Let's do this, Nick. And maybe when Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? These were blue badgers. Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think that I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude toward the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. I already know motive. Thus, there's absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Yeah, I already know what's... yeah. Oh, I know exactly what happened. Your Honor, I'd like to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster, and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster, and don't anyone say a word, I swear to God! Acro's motives. I already know what the motive is. I know exactly what happened now. It's over yet. Very well, however, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I'll listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. To be continued. I know what's gonna happen!